Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to unlock achievements, show achievements via Google Play game services. So in Godot game engine, so we will be creating an Android plugin for it. So basically creating an Android plugin to show, reveal achievements as well as unlock achievements for Google Play game services in Godot game engine. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is if you want, I will be using this documentation, and with the help of this documentation I have just created one cheat sheet, so don't get confused. Yeah, if you want you can just refer to this documentation as well while creating the Android plugin, because I will be copying a lot of code. Also, the other thing is, at the time of me recording this video I'm using Godot 4.3.0, but if you're using higher version that's fine as well. I don't think there will be any breaking changes as such. Next, what you will have to do is firstly you will have to create a Godot project. Also, other thing is you will require a paid Google Play Console account. So I already have a paid account. I think it is $10 to $12 for lifetime. The price might increase by the time you see this, so yeah, something around that. So you require that, otherwise you won't be able to use Google Play game services. Also, like I mentioned, Google Play game services is only for games. So if you are making an app with Godot, you won't be able to use it. I mean, you can use it within an app itself, but while selecting or creating the app on Google Play Console, you will have to select it as a game, which I will tell you later on. First thing, as usual, I have created a Godot project, and then inside project, go to click on install Android build template. Now if you're doing this for the very first time, you might have to download that template. I don't need to, I have already downloaded it, so I will just click on install. So it will install the build template for us, and then you will have to go to project, export, add Android, and here you can just click on fix import, and here select this use Gradle build. Now if you don't know what architecture you will be testing your app on for your Android device, just select all four of this. I know my Android app, my Android OS or the Android device architecture is this one. If you don't know, just select all four of this, doesn't really matter. And the important thing is knowing our package name. Now don't use this default package name, because we need to use this package name on the Google Play Console as well. So I will use com.myawesome Godot game. Okay, dot your name of your app or game as well, but I'll keep things simple. So something like this is fine for me. I'll just click enter, and then I'll close it. The next thing which we have to do is we will have to go to Google Play Console. Okay, so as you can see, I'm inside Google Play Console, and here you will just have to click on create app. So again, I have already paid Google $10 for the usage fees, so you will have to do that first, and then you just have to go to play.google.com/console, and you will come to your Google Play Console. And again, then I'll just click on create app. Alright, so the next thing which we have to do is give our app some name. So I'll just give it as Godot try. You can give it a better name. And here is the important part, you will have to select this as game. If you select it as app, you won't be able to use Google Play services in your game. So here you will have to select this as game. I'll keep this as free. I'll click on this, and click create app. Now let's just wait for this to complete. Okay, then you will have to go to grow users, play game services, setup management, configuration, and here we so suppose if you're already using some play game services inside your project, then you might have to click on this. We are not doing that, we are creating a fresh project, so we can just click on this particular thing. Then we will have to create one cloud project as well. So for that you have to click on create new cloud project and click on go to cloud console. Again, here you will have to give your project some name. I will again, make sure you use the same name what you have given it on Google Play Console, just to be on the safer side, otherwise it might lead to unnecessary issues. So I will create this project with the same name. I'll click on create, and I will just select our project once it has been created. So let's just wait for this to complete. So I'll just click on select project, and here you can see in the drop down it has selected Godot try. Okay, let's go to Google Play Console again. So we have created a new project, yeah, organization, this is fine, and then just click on done. Once this is done, just click on refresh cloud projects as well, and you should be able to see your Godot project. If you're not able to see it, wait for some time. So here you can see I'm not able to see it. Let's just wait, or let me try searching it. Godot try. No, still no. So again I'll just click on refresh projects. Okay, so finally it is available, so I'll just select that, and here I will just click on use. And then I will click on create OAuth consent screen. Again just click on this Google Cloud Platform, and it will open it inside a new tab. Now here you will have to click on external, click create, and here again give some app name, but make sure you use the same name what you have given it on your Google Play console. So it is Godot try. Now make sure you select your support email ID as well. Like I won't select it now, I will do it later because I can't show you my email ID. And here just once make sure you just click on this drop down, select your email ID, and here you have to give again, if I'm using a different email ID over here, but if you want you can use the same email ID, so it's up to you. I would suggest use the same email ID what you have used over here, but yeah, for given that this is just a practice project for me, it's fine. And then you will have to click on save and continue. Okay, once that is done, again scroll down, again click on save and continue, and here we have to add some test users. So I'll just click on add users. Given that I have not published my actual production app to Google Play console yet, we won't be doing that, so that's why I will be using this test users. Now you will have to log in with same test users when our app has finally deployed onto Android device. But again, like once you publish your app to Google Play console, the production app or the production APK or the Android app bundle, then you can remove your test users if you want to. So I'll just click on add, and here you can see it has added my email ID, and then I'll just click on save and continue. Then I'll just scroll down and click on back to dashboard. Also, one more thing is, if you are publishing your app to Google Play store later on, then you will have to click on this publish app section as well. I'm not doing it, so I will ignore it for now. Then again I'll go back to Google Play console. So yeah, we are done with this. Then I'll just click on confirm configuration. Then we have to click on create credentials. So firstly just scroll up a little, and here you will see this add credential button, so I'll just click on that. And next here is our first, you have to select Android. Make sure you enable anti-piracy once you are publishing it to Google Play Store, but I'll keep it off for now. Then again we have to create this OAuth client ID, so just click on this create OAuth client ID and just click on this particular link. Then the next thing which we have to do inside application type is we have to select Android. Here we will have to give our package name. So like I told you, go to project, where was it, project settings, I guess, no, not project settings, project export Android, and this was our package name, right? So I'll just copy this package name, I'll close this, and I'll come over here, I'll paste my package name over here. Now I require the SHA-1 certificate. So to get the SHA-1 certificate, we will have to run this particular command. So I'll just open my terminal and I'll just paste this command, but be careful, this command is for debug APK key. So if you see over here, this is the path, this is actually the path. So this is for Mac OS, I'm using Mac OS, so this is the path where your debug key store is located. If you are using Windows, you will have to change this path. I don't know where exactly it is located for Windows. Also, if you are creating a release APK, then you will have to change this to your release key store. Then you will have to change this to release alias name, release store password, as well as release key password. But for debug, it is Android and Android debug key. Now for me, this particular debug key store is not inside the .android folder. By default it is in the .android folder for macOS, but I have changed it to my downloads folder just for easy access. So I will just change that, and I'll just click on this, then it will generate the SHA-1 for me. So here you can see it has generated this SHA-1. So I'll just copy this. Again, if you are creating a release APK, you will have to again run this command with the release things and update this SHA-1 inside your cloud project as well. So don't forget this step. So I'll just paste this over here. And again, you also have, if you want, you can verify ownership once you are publishing it to Google Play Store. We are not really doing that. So yeah. So I'll just click on create. Now it will give us a client ID. It is pretty much useless, we don't really require this. I'll just click on OK. Then I'll go over here. So we are done with this. I'll click on done. Now again we have to just refresh it, and just here is our Android client, and I'll click on save changes over here. So this is done. Then we have to do the same thing for our server as well. So just scroll down. Okay, we just have to go back. Just scroll down, and here again click on add credential and click on game server. Again we have to click on create auth client ID. Click on this particular link. Then here we will have to select web application, and here we'll just have to click on create. Okay, then this will give us the client ID. Now copy this client ID. This is very useful. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it inside my Godot project. So what I'll do is I'll just create a 2D scene over here. I'll just scroll this. I'll create a 2D scene. I'll just save it, and here I will attach one script to it, and I will just copy this client ID, which would be useful for me later on. I'll just paste it as a comment. So make sure you use this, keep hold of this client ID. Okay, once that is done, again I will go back to our Google Play console, and here I'll click on done. Refresh auth client ID, and I'll select our web client one. I'll click on save changes. Okay, so this is done as well. I'll go back to configuration. We'll add the gameplay services later on. We have added our testers. Then we'll just click on publish your project. Okay, and there are few things which are needing our attention, so I'll just click on this description one first, and here I'll just give some description. My awesome game. Give it whatever you feel like. Here you will have to select your game category. I'll just select action, and here we have to give some game icon as well. So I have already created some game icons. I mean, I used AI for this. Use whatever you feel like. So I'll just copy and drag this. So this is for our game icon, and we also require one feature graphic as well. So I'll just copy this feature graphic as well, and let's just wait for this to upload. Okay, so this is uploaded, and then I'll just click on save changes again. So finally, hopefully all our steps are complete. Again, I'll just go back to configuration, and I'll again click on review and publish, and I'll click on publish game project. So this has only published our game project so that we can access our Google Gameplay Services API. We have not uploaded APK. You will have to do that separately. Okay, then again I'll go to configuration, and what I will do is I'll click on this add gameplay services SDK to your APK to use the API. So I'll just click on this. Here you can see that these are the gameplay services documentation. If you want, you can go through this documentation. I won't be going through this documentation. But yeah, next thing which we have to do is we have to just create an Android project. So just open Android Studio, click on new project. You can select either this activity or empty views activity. I'll just select empty views, click on next, and here I will just name it as my Android app. Don't create this inside your Godot project. I'll create it outside my Godot project. So I'll just go to, so here inside the Godot folder I have my Godot project. So I will create this inside our Godot folder. So I'll just do this, and then I'll copy this and I'll paste it over here as well. Okay, now the warning is gone, and then I'll click on finish, and it will create an Android project for us. Now this will take little bit of time, so be patient. Yeah, the Gradle syncing does take a little bit of time. So yeah, let's just wait for the Gradle syncing to finish. Once our Android project is created, I'll just close this. This is not of much use to us. Then you will have to make sure you are in the Android drop down. It will automatically go you to your Android drop down once the Gradle syncing is finished. Then you just have to right click on this new module, select Android library, and give your library whatever name you feel like. I'll just give it as my library to keep things simple. Change the package name to whatever you feel like. Again, I'll keep everything as default, and I'll just click on finish. Now it will create the library for us, or plugin, whatever you want to call it, and all the code which we will be writing will be inside this plugin. So again, it is doing Gradle syncing, so let's just wait for the Gradle syncing to finish. So I think it has almost finished now. So here you can see it has created the library folder. Now what I'll do is I'll write all the code and then I'll explain it to you. I don't want to type all the code out in this video, otherwise the video would be very long. So I'll quickly write down all the code and show it to you. Right guys, I have written all the code, so let me explain it to you what all I have written. So first you will have to go to build.gradle.kts of my library, and here, like I told you, I'm using Godot 4.3.0. if you are using some higher version, make sure you update this particular number as well. So you will have to add this particular bit of code, and for Google Play Game Services we have to add this particular library as well. Again, I'm using the latest version. The warning which is coming from Android Studio is telling me that use version catalog. I don't want to use version catalog, that's why I've kept it over here. Okay, so this is fine. Also, the other thing is make sure you use compile SDK as 35 over here. Then you will have to come over here, sorry, not this, but this Gradle build.gradle of our app, and make sure you change the compile SDK over here and target SDK over here. So these two changes, and then you will have to go to libs.versions.toml and make sure you are at least using Kotlin 1.9.25. Now some of you might be thinking that Godot 4.3.0 targets up to SDK 34. This is fine, don't have to worry about it. So in future, if you update to Godot 4.4.0, which will, I think, support SDK 35, we will already be supporting that inside our plugin, so we don't have to worry about it. Also, I think for Kotlin version, Godot 4.3.0 uses 1.9.10, I guess, but here you can update your Kotlin version to whatever you feel like. So I'm using the latest. I mean, this is not actually the latest. I think Kotlin 2 is also out, but I think 1.9.25 is fine for our case. So make sure you add this, and once you do that, you will see a sync now button. So I'll just make some changes. So here you can see you will see a sync now button, and you just have to click on sync now. Make sure this is 2.2.0 only, and then you can just click on sync now, and it will download all the dependencies for you. Again, the Gradle thing will take little bit of time. For me it was pretty quick because I have already downloaded all the dependency. So once you have downloaded all this dependency, important part is this one. Make sure you have added this. Once this is done, I'll close everything. Then you will have to go to your library, go to Kotlin plus Java, and inside the first folder we will have to right click new Kotlin class file and give the name as Godot Android plugin. I have already created it, so won't create it again. So just use this, and firstly these are all the imports which I am using, so you can just copy paste all the imports which I have. Then we create a class called Godot Android plugin, which extends from Godot plugin, and the name I have given it as my plugin. You can use whatever name you prefer, but do remember this name because we will be using this name in a lot other places as well. Then we create a global variable for our game sign in client, and as soon as our Godot setup is completed, we initialize the play games SDK. So this is mandatory thing which you have to write to initialize the play games SDK. And once that is done, we initialize our play games, so game sign in client as well over here. Now there are two scenarios. One is the user is already logged in inside your app, or the user needs to log in for the very first time. So let's suppose the first scenario in which the user is already logged in into your app. So in that case, what we will have to do, as soon as I'm initializing game sign in client, I'm checking whether the user is authenticated or not and adding a complete listener to it. If the user is authenticated, then we will come over here. Then we have to get hold of play games.getPlayer clients, and here I'm passing the activity over here, and then I'm getting our current player, and again I'm adding an on complete listener to it. And with, if we are able to get the current player, here you can see task is successful, then I'm emitting a signal with all the user details back to Godot side. Now there are a lot of details in this my task dot result. So if you want to quickly show you, so if I show you, so here you can see this is how a player entity looks like. So it will have a player ID, it will have a display name, it will have an icon image URI, then icon image URL. There are a lot of things, high res image URI. So you will have to decode this on the Godot side, but with the help of this emit signal we are sending all this from Godot side. If you want to check what all things are present, just press a dot after result, and here you can see we have player ID, icon image URI, all this stuff there is. So I don't want to go into details, but you can choose whatever you feel like, but I'm sending everything as a string back to Godot side, so you will have to decode it on Godot side. And I'm just displaying a toast message. You can remove it if you want to, and if the user is not signed in, again I'm displaying a toast message, but you can again send a signal back depending on what is your use case. Suppose if the user is already signed in, then maybe you want to redirect the user to some different screen. If not, then keep it on the login screen, so something like that. But I'm not sending a signal over here, I'm just displaying a toast message. And similarly, if if this particular check fails, the check at the start, this one, if the user is not authenticated, then also I'm display a toast message over here. Okay, then here we are overriding this method called get plugin signal, and then we are just adding our signal called user detail signal. So this will be this thing which we are using it over here, so to send data back to Godot side. Then I have defined one method. So suppose in case the user is opening our app for the very first time, that in that case the user is not logged in, right? So I will be creating a button on Godot side, and on click of it we will be calling this particular method. So this exactly does the same thing what I have defined at the top. So basically I'm just doing game sign in client dot sign in dot add complete listener. If sign in is successful, then this is exactly the same. We just get the details of the user who has currently signed in. So again I'm just sending those details back to Godot side, displaying a toast message. In case of failure also I'm displaying a toast message, and in case if something goes wrong, then also I'm displaying a toast message, but you can handle it in a much better way. So yeah, that's it on for this particular file. So yeah, in case if you have missed it, feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like. Once this is done, you will have to go to the manifest folder, go to android manifest.xml. Now this I have just copied it from documentation. Ignore this meta tag for a moment. You just have to do this application metadata, then this should be your plugin name. In case if you forgot, here is your plugin name, so just copy it over here. And next for value, this should be your package name. So here you can see this is my package name, and dot the Kotlin file name Godot Android plugin. That's what I have written over here. Now we require one more metadata tag for Google Play game services, so you can just add this particular metadata tag. And for this particular value, and go to Google Play console, go to your project. So you require this project ID, so you can just click on configuration. Here you will be able to see your project ID. So just copy this project ID and you will have to paste it over here. So make sure you copy your own project ID, not mine, otherwise things will not work for you. Okay, so the next thing which we have to do is we will have to once this particular Android manifest thing is done, we will have to go to the project drop down over here, and here inside my library you will have to just right click, new, create a directory and give it a name as export underscore scripts underscore template. I have already done that. Then inside this you will have to create these two files, export underscore plugin.gd as well as plugin.cfg. So again, just to create a file, just right click, new file, give name as export underscore plugin.gd. Same thing you can do for plugin.cfg as well. So if I go to plugin.cfg, now this I have again copy pasted from the Godot documentation. Only thing which you have to be careful about, this should be your plugin name, and you can change the description author to whatever you feel like. And here inside export underscore plugin.gd, again this has been copied from docs as well. Only thing which you have to worry about is if I scroll down here, you can see this should be your plugin name. So make sure you write your own plugin name over here, And if I scroll down, we also need to add this extra method called get Android dependency, because we have added the extra dependency of Google Play game services inside our build.gradle file. So we need to make Godot know that you need to download this dependency when you are building my app. The Godot Android dependency is fine, that Godot is already aware about, so we don't have to tell it. But with this particular extra dependency we have to tell it, and make sure you use the same version what you have defined it inside your build.gradle file. Okay, so this is done as well. Then we will have to go to project. We will go to Android. Let me check my quick cheat sheet pretty quickly. I might be missing something, so I've told you this, I've told you this, I've told you this as well. Okay, then what you will have to do is you will just have to cd to your Android project. So here you can see this is my Android project, right? So just go to cd to your Android project, and then you will have to run this particular command called ./gradle assemble. It will generate all the dependencies for you which you really need. So once that is done, if you go to your Android project, go to library, build, outputs, AR, and here you can see 2 AR files being generated. Now I will open one more tab and I will go to my Godot project. So this is my Godot project. Okay, so inside your Godot project you will have to manually create a folder called add-ons. Then inside that create manually a folder called plugin. Then inside plugin you will have to, if I go to my Godot library again, here you can see inside export scripts template we have to copy these 2 files and paste it inside the my plugin folder. Okay, don't paste it inside bin, you have to paste it inside my plugin. And also inside my plugin you have to create another folder called bin. So I have created that. Then inside bin create 2 folders, debug and release. Okay, now again go to your library, go to build, outputs, AR, and here you will have to copy the debug AR file to the debug folder, release AR file to the release folder. But you will have to change the name. For debug folder it should be whatever is your plugin name -debug.ar, and for release whatever is your plugin name -release.ar. So this is very important, make sure you do all the steps. Okay, once that is done, again you can just come to your Godot project, go to project settings, go to plugins, make sure you check this particular checkbox as well. Then inside this particular UI, all I have done is that I have taken one button as well as one label. Okay, this label should not be part of our button, it can be different. So here you can see this is our button, so I'll just move it down, and this is my label. So the label will only display all the user details which we are sending it from Godot side, from native Android side, sorry. Okay, and as usual we had already attached one script. So if I go to the script, firstly I'm creating like variable for our label, and I have also attached this on pressed signal of our button to our script as well. Then if you come at the start, here is our plugin name, here is our Android plugin name, Android plugin variable, and this is my plugin name. Make sure you write your own plugin name. And inside onReady we are initializing our signal, and we are initializing our plugin, sorry, and we are also connecting our signal. So whenever we get our data from Android side, this particular method will call, and here you can see I'm just updating the text of our label. And on click of our button we just do if Android plugin dot login. That's it. Then I think you can run your application. Let me quickly check if I forgot anything. Don't think so. Be careful with that SHA-1 which we had generated. Many people make mistake while generating the SHA-1. If after running your running your output, if you are not able to log in, then that means there is some issue with your SHA-1. So do check your SHA-1 again, because the debug APK trips many people up. I know it did cause a lot of confusion for me as well when I was trying this thing out. But anyways, now let me show you guys the output. Okay, so I have installed my app. I'll just click on my app. Now I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little laggy, and here you can see I am automatically logged in. Even before the splash screen is displayed, I am logged in, which is a good thing. And here you can see I'm printing the user details. I don't have to click on the login button because I was previously logged in, and Google Play game services was smart enough to fetch all my details. So if you remember, the reason why we logged in inside the splash screen itself, because we have done this on Godot setup completed, right? Inside this itself we were checking whether the user is already logged in or not. If the user is already logged in, then give me all the details. Let's see what happens if I click on login button again. So I'm already signed in. Again it does the same thing. Yeah, so hopefully you got the point. Okay, so once all this setup is done, again we'll have to go to Google Play console. We'll have to go to achievements. So I'll just click on achievements, and here you just click on create achievements. So I'll create 2 achievements. So there are you can create as many as you want. So I'll just create what, I don't know, I'll just keep everything simple. Achievement 1. Okay, and give it a description icon, whatever you feel like. These are not mandatory. And initial state I will keep it as revealed. Again you can change this to whatever you feel like. Points I will keep it as 5. List order, yeah, 1 of 1. And okay, what exactly it wants. So I have given the name, I have given the points as well. Why is it not? Yeah, so yeah, so I don't know, there was some bug. It was not allowing me to save. Now it is allowing me to save as draft. And if you are using it as a tester, if you have added this as a tester on Google Cloud project, you don't need to publish it. But anyways, just to be on the safer side, I like to publish it. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to our achievements, and here I'll just click on this. Why I'm not able to publish it? Okay, let me check. Is there no icon to publish it? Okay, anyways, I'll just create a second okay, there was one icon. Okay, in the meantime I'll just create achievement 2 as well. So I'll just create achievement 2, and this will be an incremental achievement. So suppose the user has to complete 5 steps to unlock this particular achievement. Okay, so you can make this achievement as incremental. Steps needed are 5. So after this 5 steps the user has completed inside your game, then only this achievement will be unlocked. Okay, so yeah, and I'll just click on save as draft. Then we can just publish this achievement as well. Okay, so I'll just go back. So I'll just again, you don't need to publish it if you are using it as a tester. Here you can see it is telling available to tester, but I like to be on the safer side. So I'll just click review and publish. Okay, needs your attention. What needs my attention? Provide a description, provide an icon. Okay, so I'll do that as well. I'll provide achievement 1, and I'll provide so again I'll use the same icon which I had for my app. I don't really care about this icon. I'll click on save as draft. Again I'll go back to achievement 2 as well. So here you get ready to publish. Okay, so I'll go to achievement 2. I'll just copy this name. I'll just add this as description. Again I'll use the same image. You should use a different image. I'll click on open, and again I'll just click on save as draft. Okay, then again I'll go back. I'll click on review and publish. Hopefully this time it should publish. Okay, ready to publish. Okay, I think this takes a little bit of time for it to go into the publish state, so maybe you can try refreshing it after some time. So yeah, I'll just try to. Okay, yeah, it will take a little bit of time anyways. So now what I will do is I will write the achievements code and come back to you. Right, so I have written the code, but for some reason this is still not published. I don't know why. I'll just try publishing it again. So review and publish, and I'll just click on publish changes. Hopefully this time it should publish. Okay, so thankfully it has published now. I'll just click on achievements again. So yeah, it is published. So make sure this publish status is there. But again, like I said, if you are using a test account, you don't need this. But yeah, once you deploy it to Google Play, you would require to publish it so that it is available to all users. Now what we will have to do is, again we'll have to go to Android Studio, and the very first thing, again, if you have I think I have added this particular import. Rest everything remains the same. Just check your imports whether they are correct or not. And the next thing which I have done, I have already shown you all this stuff for sign in. So I'll simply scroll through this. Here inside get plugin signal, I have added one more method called achievement signal. Now if you remember, we have added two signals, right? One is normal achievement and second one is incremental achievement. And so we would require two buttons for that, and I have created two more buttons just to check what achievements we have unlocked, and fourth is just to get hold of all the achievements. Okay, so make sure you add this particular signal. Then I have already shown you the login method, so I'm not going into that again. So I'll simply scroll down. Here you can see I have created one more method called unlock achievement. It requires an ID which we will be sending from Godot side. And again I have created another method called unlock achievement too. This is for incremental achievement. So to unlock an achievement, you just have to do play games dot get achievement client, pass your activity. So I'm passing my activity over here, and dot unlock passing, and just pass your ID. Now to unlock an incremental achievement, again the same thing, play games dot get achievement client, pass your activity. Then we have to do increment, passing the achievement ID and how much you want to increment by. If you remember, for the incremental achievement, we kept the steps as 5. So I will have to call this particular method 5 times, given that I have kept this as 1. So yeah, that's what this is. Now there is something called reveal achievements as well, which didn't really make sense to me. So there is the code for this is something like this. This never really worked for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or is this even really useful? If you want, you can try it. Just create one more method which takes an ID and you can try calling this. It does not take any complete listener. It is like synchronous method, but again I'm not sure why I didn't find this much helpful. Next is show achievements. So for this I'm using this particular URL variable. So just create this variable. You can assign this whatever number you want. Make sure you assign something like 100 or above 100. Don't assign 0 or 1, otherwise that might coincide with some Android OS stuff. So yeah, you can give it whatever number you want. And if you see my show achievements, again we are using play games dot get achievement client, passing our activity to it. Then I'm passing achievement intents, and it will show us the UI. You don't have to worry about it too much. And on complete listener, if it is successful, we are just calling start activity for result. And once you do that, the callback will come over here, sorry, on me. So we have to override this particular method, and I'm checking if the request code matches the same which we are passing over here. Then I'm just logging out the data. If you want, you can send the data back to Godot side. I didn't really find that useful to send this particular data back to Godot side, but it's up to you. This will basically show a UI to the user, which I will show you once the output is done. Okay, in case of failure, I'm just again displaying a toast message. So this was the third method which I have created, and this is the fourth method, just to show to the user what all achievements they have unlocked. So again we have to use play games dot get achievement client, pass the activity over here, then load is true, and add a complete listener to it. And if the result was successful, then we get the achievement data. Then from achievement data we get list of all achievement using this particular thing. Now it depends on you whether you want, how you want to present it. If you want to present all the achievements to the user irrespective of whether they are locked or unlocked, you can just send this back to Godot side. You will again have to I think decode it somehow using JSON. But what I have done is that if I'm just checking if achievement list is not equal to null, then I'm only filtering those achievements which are unlocked by user. So I don't care about locked achievements, because the locked achievements I'm already showing this inside show achievements, locked and unlocked both. That's why I have just unlocked it. And here now unlock achievements have lot of data inside it. So if you want to check, so this again would be a list, right? So if you just do a dot, here you can see it has an achievement ID, name, state, current step, description, all this. You can use whatever property you want, but what I have done is that I'm just joining all the list together, comma separated. I'm only interested in the name of it, and that's what I'm sending it back to Godot side. So this here I'm using our achievements again. This would be comma separated names, but you can, if you want, you can send this entire unlock achievements over here and then decode it on the Godot side. So I'll leave that up to you how you want to set it. And here I'm just displaying toast message again, even no achievements found or toast message, same for result over here and same over here as well. So yeah, that's it. I'll simply scroll through this file. In case if you have missed anything, feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy paste the video, copy paste the code. So yeah, that's it. Now what we will have to do is, again we will have to run that particular command of /gradle assemble, because we have changed our code on the Android side. Now we again need to copy those AR files to our Godot, to our Android side. So what I will do, I'll just open two tabs. I'll go to my Godot project over here. So this is my Godot project over here, and in this tab I will just go inside my Android project, go to our library, build, outputs, AR. Okay, now again I'll just go to add-ons, bin. Okay, first I will just change the name, copy this name, and I'll change the name over here, and I'll just drag and drop it inside the debug folder. Okay, I think I messed it up. I'll just delete this. Okay, and I'll recreate this. Okay, so it has created it pretty quickly. I'll just go to the debug folder. I'll just rename this file to my plugin-debug.ar and then copy paste inside the debug folder over here. Similarly for release also, I'll just copy this name. I'll delete this particular file, and then I'll just rename this to my plugin-release.ar and drag and drop. So hopefully you got it till here. Again, now coming back to our Godot code, here inside our UI, I have just added 4 buttons: one for unlock achievement 1, second for unlock achievement 2, third for showing achievement, and fourth for loading achievements. Yeah, and I have added all press signals for all those buttons inside our script. So here you can see that I have so first, one thing more which I have done is that I have connected the achievement signal. I have connected it to the same method. If you want, you can create a different method as well. And if you see, I'm just updating our label to whatever data has been passed from native Android side. So coming back to our method, so here you can see on the unlock achievement 1, I'm calling this particular method, and we need to pass the ID. Now how you will get the ID? So again, you just have to go to your achievements, and here you can see this is the ID for achievement 1. So you just copy this, and this is the ID. So if you want, just click on it, and here you can see you can just copy this ID and paste it over here. Similarly, I have done it for achievement 2 as well. Just copy the ID and paste it over here. And on this button press, I'm just calling show achievements, and on this button press, I'm just calling load achievements. So hopefully this should work. Even I have not tested it, so let me run it on my device and show you guys the output. Okay guys, so here is the output. Here you can see I'm automatically logged in, because on Godot setup completed, we are checking whether the user has logged in or not. Now what I will do is I'll just first click on show achievements. So let's see whether this works or not. Okay, this is not okay. So this is working. So it did took a little bit of time, because it needs to contact that Google server and all that. But here you can see none of the achievements are unlocked for me. So that's why I was telling you, for show achievements, this doesn't really make any sense. That's why I'm not sending the data back to Godot side, because this pop-up automatically gets displayed from Google Play services. So I'll just dismiss this. Now I will click on unlock achievement 1. Again, I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little laggy, just bear with me. I'll click on unlock achievement 1, and here you can see it is telling me achievement unlock. So I don't have to create this UI, it will automatically create it for me. Now if I click on show achievements, so here you can see achievement 1 of 2 unlocked. So yeah, that is done. Now to unlock achievement, so if you want, I can click on load achievement as well. So if I click on load achievement, let's see what data we get. So okay, why is that data not getting sent? Maybe I wrote something wrong. Achievement signal, right? Let me check. I'm sending the achievement names, and it should have updated my label. Why is my label not getting updated? Achievement signal, and it will come over here. Okay, let's figure out that particular part later on. Maybe I did some mistake, but here if you see, I am able to see the unlocked achievements name. So if I click on load achievements again, I'm able to see the toast message. I don't know, unlock, I see unlocked achievement 1. Okay, oh, I think I have called the right method as well. Load achievements, right? Load achievements, yes, correct. The method name is also correct. or did I assign some wrong button press? I guess button 5, this is the press on button 5 pressed. Yeah, this also looks good. Anyways, I'll come back to this later on. Now coming to unlock achievement 2, so I'll just click on unlock achievement 2. So I have pressed it once, so this will again not be unlocked. I press it twice, thrice, fourth time I'll click on show achievement again. I have not pressed it fifth time yet, so it is still showing 80% complete. Now I'll go back and I'll click on unlock achievement 2, and here you can see achievement finally unlocked. Now if I click on show achievements, here you can see it has telling me all achievements have been unlocked. Let me try load achievement again. If not, then I'll have a look. Why is this not working? Unlocked achievement 2. So it is definitely saying that particular part where I have unlocked, where I'm displaying the toast message unlocked achievements. So let me debug this and come back to you. So the mistake was pretty simple. Here you can see previously this label was part of this button. That's why while creating this particular on ready variable, here you can see it was part of the button, but I moved it outside the button because making it part of button does not make sense. So I have to update this particular thing. That's why I was not getting any signal. Actually I was getting the signal, but my label was not updating. So what I will do is now is I will just run this particular thing, and hopefully we should be able to see our output. Okay guys, so here is the output. Now you can see once I am automatically login, our label is also getting updated. And now if I click on load achievements, so hopefully that should also get updated. Here you can see achievement 2 as well as achievement 1. Like I told you, I'm only passing the name, as you can see over here, but if you want you can pass whatever details you want. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.